Captain's log, stardate 6236.5. Following our mission to Balkos, the Enterprise is proceeding to Omega Corvus to probe radiation clouds. We are expecting an uneventful mission.
Message from Starfleet Command.
On screen.
This is a Code 2 emergency, Captain. 3 Federation ships have vanished in the Delphi system within the last month. 3 days ago, we lost contact with the USS Zimbabwe. You are to go to the Delphi system and find out what's happened to our ships. Starfleet out.
There goes our wish for an uneventful mission. We'll do the usual first. Do some research.
Omega Corvus, a Federation system located near the galactic barrier. The Omega Corvus system contains a small colony of several hundred scientists who studied the galactic barrier and some of its more mysterious phenomena. Delphi system, a ternary star system first charted 30 years ago by the USS Essex. With no habitable planets in the system, the Gamma Delphi sector is known for a high abundance of ion storms. USS Zimbabwe. Constitution-class starship commissioned stardate 5621.3, currently under the command of Captain Ulysses Monteya. The Zimbabwe's current non-classified missions include ferrying diplomats between Babel and Vulcan and searching for missing ships in the Delphi sector. Ulysses Monteya, Starfleet rank Captain. Current assignment, command of the USS Zimbabwe. Graduated 5th in his academy class, Captain Monteya served as ensign and later lieutenant aboard the USS Jersey, as lieutenant commander aboard the USS Senurix, and as first officer and later commander of the USS Regulus. Captain Monteya has been decorated 9 times by Starfleet for various feats of bravery and valor.
Okay, let's see what's been going on.
Captain, at our current speed of warp 7, I expect to enter the Delphi system in 8 minutes.
Captain, I just started getting the oddest noise on all channels. It sounds like some sort of insect drone.
Let's hear it, Lieutenant.
An object is approaching the Enterprise.
On screen. Mr. Spock, is that what I think it is?
Sensors indicate that it is an authentic Earth warplane, circa 1917, belonging to the nation of Germany. Its appearance is identical to a Fokker DR-1. Sensors also indicate an immense power source and one life form.
We are being hailed.
This is Baron Trelane von Gothis of the German Air Circus. I have identified you as an enemy aircraft. You have 10 seconds to surrender before I blow you out of the sky.
Trelane, but I thought we'd seen the last of you. Stop playing games, Trelane. Leave my ship alone. We surrender. Trelane, triplanes didn't have radios during the First World War.
I thought it was a biplane. Wow, that music is loud.
Captain Kirk, that is not the way for mortal enemies to greet each other on the field of battle. Of course you hadn't seen the last of me. I am Trelane, the humble Baron of Gothis.
Humility is not something that I would associate with you, Trelane. I suppose we're going to get another tantrum from a runaway child with too much power for his own good. Mortal enemies? When are you going to grow up, Trelane? Humility is not some mortal enemies. When are you going to grow up, Trelane?
Not for several millennia, I'm afraid. Of course, the Baron von Gothis does not have to aspire to such lofty heights to defeat his latest victim.
You were responsible for what happened to the Zimbabwe? We'll see who the victim would be, Trelane. No matter how powerful you are, your arrogance and your immaturity will always be your downfall. Why don't you aspire to lofty heights and leave us alone? You were responsible for what happened to the Zimbabwe?
Was that one of the valiant pilots who is now confined in my dungeon? Perhaps you wish to join him.
Sensors indicate he is closing on us. I'm going to extrapolate that he intends to fire on us.
Raise shields, evasive maneuvers.
Raising shields.
Arming weapons.
This should be interesting.
Target analysis off.
Wow.
Target analysis off. Target analysis off. Aye, sir. Engines repaired, Captain.
Don't celebrate too soon, Mr. Chekhov. Trelane is like a bad penny. He keeps turning up where he's not wanted.
The triplane has reformed.
It is hailing us again, sir.
Kirk, you cheated! You cheated!
I beat you fair and square, Trelane. Now leave my ship alone. Don't be such a poor loser, Trelane. Your quarrel is with me, Trelane, not my ship. If you're going to punish anyone, punish me. I beat you fair and square, Trelane. Now leave my ship alone.
No, Kirk, you cheated! And you're going to have to be punished. Your insolent ship will have to be punished as well. But only you will bear the full brunt of my revenge.
Leave my ship out of this, Trelane.
Are you trying to give orders to the Baron of Gothas, Kirk? You should go to my dungeon for that. You and a few others of my choosing.
We have been unconscious for a considerable length of time, Captain. This is Lieutenant Commander Ellis, First Officer and Security Chief of the USS Zimbabwe.
Hello, Mr. Ellis. Where is your captain?
He was in sickbay at the time that triplane attacked us. I don't know what's going on.
What is going on, Commander, is a gentleman named Trelane, an immature child of a race with vast powers. Somehow he acquired an unhealthy fascination with human military history. Last time we encountered him, he had an interest in the Napoleonic era.
It would appear, Captain, that his awareness of human history has advanced to the level of your First World War.
If it advances any further.
Not only do we need to escape this place, but we need to find a way to discourage Trelane's interest in war once and for all.
How did you escape from him last time, Captain?
His parents appeared and punished him. I doubt that we can rely on such an intervention a second time.
That battle went on quite long, and this is quite an interesting setting as well.
The walls of this room look very sturdy.
And for the first time in this game we actually have a red shirt with us, but not one of our own. So maybe he's expendable?
There are many bundles of sticks piled against the wall. A small barrel rests against the wall. It is empty. Straw, not the sort of bedding that Starfleet officers are used to. Rather damp, too. A crate. It is labeled schnapps. It is nailed shut. A light bulb, triggered by a chain, is suspended above the center of the room. The chain is broken. The only door in this room, it is locked. Mr. Spock finds this situation fascinating. James T. Kirk, who wonders how he's going to defeat Trelane this time. Lieutenant Commander Ellis is frowning. This sort of stuff always seems to happen to the Enterprise. Dr. Leonard McCoy, who wonders what is really going on.
Fascinating. This appears to be an Earth domicile, late 19th or early 20th century.
Anyone have any ideas about how to get out of here?
Okay, take us out of here.
At least nobody's sick.
It would appear to be an ordinary crate, Captain.
Of course it's a crate. It looks like a crate, feels like a crate. What else could it be?
Doctor, we are dealing with an entity who is capable of sustaining an artificial atmosphere on a planet and then flying that planet around the universe like a starship.
Spock's right, Bones. When we're dealing with Trelane, we need all the information that we can get. Something that looks trivial might be the key to defeating him and saving the Enterprise.
And the Zimbabwe.
Ordinary straw, Captain. The tricorder detects no unusual properties. There is nothing unusual about the door. I am conducting a sensor sweep of the area. We appear to be about 15 meters underground. There's a single human life force stationary, approximately 6 meters from the door, and about 6 life forms in our immediate vicinity on the surface.
Lieutenant Commander Ellis is showing heightened levels of stress.
That's not exactly surprising in this situation.
Lieutenant Commander...
Okay, whoops.
The crate is open. It is full of bottles of Himrich schnapps. The date on the bottle says 1913. There are several bottles of schnapps here. You have taken several bottles of schnapps. There are many bundles of sticks piled against the wall. You pick up a stick. You cover the straw with schnapps.
Okay, so I'm guessing the idea here is maybe some sort of distraction? Or we could just die, because I believe we're about to set fire to the straw.
What's going on here?
We should leave this building immediately. The proximity of this fire to a large concentration of alcohol puts us at considerable risk.
Do you think the Baron cares if you burn to death?
Who is this Baron? Trelane? Don't be a fool, man. If you keep us in here, you'll die too. It depends on whether he likes his prisoners rare, medium, or well done. Who is... Don't be a fool, man. If you keep us in here, you'll die too.
The guard can just leave, and he doesn't care if we die?
You have a point, Kirk. Go. I will be following.
Okay.
Our soldier friend seems to have gotten separated from us. I heard some windows breaking on the other side of the building. I assume that was him.
The building is structurally sound, Captain. I doubt that it would collapse, but as a precaution, I would not enter it again.
But where are we, Mr. Spock?
Isn't it obvious? In trouble.
Do you have a problem, Mr. Ellis?
Yes, sir, I have a problem. His name was...
The Baron does not appreciate vagrants.
Why that?
Lovely.
This looks like a man who enjoys his work.
Maybe a little bit too much.
This unfortunate soul is screaming for help.
Okay, we'll get to him in a minute.
The entrance to the shop. A quaint village shop, typical of early 20th century Earth. A burnt-out hovel. This is where Trelane placed you after you were taken from the Enterprise. A quaint little pub, reminiscent of 19th century German pubs. Dr. McCoy, pondering the unusual nature of this situation. Lieutenant Commander Ellis glares at Kirk.
What are you glaring at me for? We'll get to him. This twitching man just here.
James T. Kirk, who feels a little ragged right now. Mr. Spock, pondering the illogic of this situation.
I didn't join Starfleet to play at being a galactic tourist.
All right, Commander, you were about to tell us why you're being so hostile. Let's hear your story.
Does the name Lieutenant Ralph Garvin sound familiar to you? He was my roommate at the Academy and was killed by some blood-sucking cloud while on a landing party under your command.
Space is not the safest of environments. I've always done my best to protect my crew, and I've always honored anyone who has lost their life under my command.
The Enterprise is routinely assigned to unknown and extremely dangerous sectors.
I have always made it a policy to lead landing parties and share the risk with my men. I suppose you've never lost someone under your command, Commander. You've never felt the loss of a subordinate while you've been on a landing party? When you become a captain of a starship, you'll have every right to judge me. We're in the middle of a life-and-death situation. I expect you to act like a Starfleet officer. I have always made it a policy to lead landing parties and share the risk with my men.
This is true.
Captain, if I see you do anything that puts us or our escape at risk, you'll regret it.
I'm not interested in vendettas. I'm interested in survival. If you have a problem with me, you can wait until everyone's safe. Is that clear, Commander?
Yes, sir.
Not a bad place to visit, but I can't say I like some of the natives.
This strikes me as something of a Potemkin village, Captain. It lacks the scope to be truly real.
A creation of Trelane's, no doubt. One of his imitations of reality.
Undoubtedly, Captain, there is a high probability that it will be an extremely deadly place.
Help me! Please help me, someone!
Do not interfere, or the same thing will happen to you.
How would you like to pick on someone your own size? What has this man done? You're really a tough guy, aren't you? It can't be easy to bully some old man. I'm really impressed. How would you like to pick on someone your own size?
The Baron will deal with you in due time.
I'm looking forward to it.
I wonder if we can steal his hat.
No effect.
Ah, that's a shame. Okay, let's do something.
Having fun, Jim?
It was deserved.
I need a doctor. I need a doctor.
Oh, hello.
This seems pointless.
A human, approximately 60 years of age, in poor physical condition. His hip is broken, Jim. He needs our help. We're supposed to use this on people.
That is a person.
We're supposed to use this on people.
Captain, I'm picking up abnormally strong energy readings in the building labeled shop.
Okay. Let's help him. Actually, wait a minute.
He's not going to be bothering anyone for a while.
The bullying soldier might be surprised to have met his match if he were still conscious.
Alright. Let's do this.
That should fix the hip problem. He should rest. Thank goodness Trelane didn't take the tranquilizers from my medkit. He'd probably be too tired to talk much.
The old man stares at McCoy in wonder and gratitude.
Thank you for helping me. If only I had something to repay you.
You could tell us where we are.
You are the American pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Kirk, the leader of the famous Enterprise Squadron.
Lieutenant Colonel
Jimmy?
Enterprise Squadron?
I suppose I should tell you nothing, but as it looks as though the war will soon be over, I can tell you that this is the village of Gothos.
What war is this?
The Great War. The one that has lasted for 4 damned years and has killed millions. I never thought that it was possible for so many young people to die for such a worthless cause.
I believe he refers to the first of your world wars.
Could you answer an important question for me, sir? What year is this?
I'm guessing it's 1918, as this is the 4th year of the war.
Where's Trelane?
Not so important at the moment.
What else has happened? What year is this? What else has happened?
Let's go with this one for now.
It is rumored that our forces are mutinying, and that our ambassadors have met with Mr. Wilson to discuss an armistice, but that Mr. Wilson will not negotiate with anyone except an elected government. Baron Trelane has retired to his castle and sees no one. His men are nothing more than bullies.
Well, that answered 2 questions then. Thank you very much.
You get no response.
You know that Baron's orders are that you are to be served in the armory. You are not to enter this establishment.
Everyone knows, Fraulein, that the Baron's orders were never meant to be taken seriously. Even by him.
Looks like trouble.
Excuse me, but if the lady wants you out, then you should get out. Would you like to step outside? Hello, soldier. Wouldn't you look good with beer on your face?
We don't want to put beer on his face, we want to beat the crap out of him.
Would you like to step outside? They don't make soldiers like they used to.
Nice.
Gretel Gernsbeck, the hostess of this establishment. A beer mug. A beer mug. The bar. This is where the drinks are ordered. This photograph of an ugly human female is labeled Trelane's mother.
Wow.
This photograph of an ugly human male is labeled Trelane's father. James T. Kirk eyes the situation with great determination. Dr. Leonard McCoy likes this charming little place. Mr. Spock is interested in the unusual aspects of this situation. Lieutenant Commander Ellis looks uncomfortable. A chandelier. These Prussian cavalry sabers are really imitations. A severed animal head. The inscription reads, African musk ox, caught by the noble Baron Trelane von Gothos, April 13th, 1913, while on safari in darkest Africa.
African musk ox? Darkest Africa?
Misnomers, Doctor. This head is not a true representative of any African species of cattle.
A large and rather ugly painting of a townscape. A patron of this establishment. A patron of this establishment. A large wooden table.
I think we're pretty much done exploring.
Kegs of beer. They are marked for delivery to the armory.
An imitation of a German tavern complete with badly drawn stereotypes. Trelane is nothing if unoriginal.
Sometimes these planets aren't all bad, Jim.
I recommend finding out as much as we can about Trelane.
He's an immature maniac with immense powers. Now, what else do we need to know about him, Spock?
Knowledge of his current activities would be an asset, Doctor.
With an egotist like Trelane, I doubt we'll have to do too much investigating. He'll let us know what he's planning.
Foreknowledge, Doctor, is preferable to surprise.
You know, if there wasn't someone here trying to kill us, a man could have a good shore leave in a place like this.
As much as I do like Germany, I lived there for a few years when I was younger. When it's the end of the war in 1914, it's probably not the most ideal place to be.
Well, Miss Gernsback, you seem to run a very efficient place.
Thank you, Colonel. Unfortunately, the war does not lend itself to efficiency. What do you wish to talk about?
Why are you calling me a colonel? What's going on with the war? You said that the war led to a lack of efficiency. What are you talking about? What do you know about Trelane? Why do these soldiers bother you? Why are you calling me a colonel?
I believe we can talk to her several times, so let's start from the start.
I know who you are. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Kirk, leader of the famed United States Enterprise Squadron that has shot down so many of our pilots, along with Major Spock and Captain Leo McCoy.
Captain McCoy? Leo?
Excuse me, Gretel, could you answer a question or two for me?
I will try, Colonel.
What's going on with the war?
So yeah, we can ask her all the questions, but we have to do it one by one. I mean that's an obvious statement, that's quite redundant, but we have to physically speak to her each time.
It has not been going well of late, though we are told that Kaiser Wilhelm will never surrender. I doubt the war will last more than 2 months.
What is the date?
You have been held prisoner for a long time. It is October 16th, 1918. I'm glad it's coming to an end. I've lost so many friends. I've never felt so alone.
You said that the war led to a lack of efficiency. What are you talking about?
The soldiers are little more than animals. They do as they please because a band protects them. I must deliver kegs of beer for them every night. It keeps them from having to leave the armory. I'm glad it's coming to an end. I've lost so many friends. I've never felt so alone.
What do you know about Trelane?
I know the band despises you and has vowed to kill you if you should ever meet again. Take my advice. Flee Gothos and never return.
And how does one flee Gothos?
I do not know. Else I would have left long ago. The village of Gothos seems to ensnare anyone who comes here. You see, I really work for the French government. I'm a spy. I'm glad it's coming to an end. I've lost so many friends. I've never felt so alone.
Spy? Why do these soldiers bother? Alone, Fräulein? Spy?
I have been here for 2 years. The Western Front is very close, and I send information to France. I'm glad it's coming to an end.
Why do these soldiers bother you?
The soldiers are little more than animals. They do as they please because a band protects them. I must deliver kegs of beer for them every night. It keeps them from having to leave the armory. I'm glad it's coming.
Alone, Fräulein?
Perhaps someday, when you have defeated your enemy and this war is finally over, you would come and visit me. I would enjoy spending better times with you.
Perhaps, Fräulein.
Rudolf Uhland, owner of the shop outside. What seems to be the problem?
What do you think about the war, Herr Oland? What can you tell me about Trelane? What do you think about the war, Herr Oland?
Schiller would have us believe that Germany is doomed. But I have more faith in our great soldiers than that. Victory shall be ours. Herr Kirk, what is it this time?
What can you tell me about Trelane?
The perfect German. If anyone can turn this war around, it's him.
You're such a sycophant, Rudolph. I saw how you handled that foolish brute outside. Quite impressive. I am Schiller, superintendent of the local schools. How may I help you?
What do you think of the war? What can you tell me about Trelane? Where can I go to earn some money? What's special about the school? What do you think of the war?
Horrible business. When it started, I thought it would be good for Germany, but it soon became a mess. I hope it will be over soon. If we can settle this thing without harsh negotiations, we can get back to being a civilized nation once again. Herr Kirk, though my position as school superintendent keeps me busy, I'm always glad to help you.
What can you tell me about Trelane?
A flamboyant man, and the greatest pilot in Germany. If only his soldiers weren't such rabble. Herr Kirk, though my position as school superintendent...
Where can I go to earn some money?
One might find a little money doing odd jobs around the village. Herr Kirk.
What's special about the school?
Well, Captain Hauptmann is addressing our class, trying to make the children into proper Germans. And we have a brand new chalkboard.
My medical tricorder identifies the substance contained in the keg to be a fermented cereal produced by a malting process.
In other words, beer.
How come Spock gets to ramble on forever with his explanations without interruptions, and I don't?
He's new. Forgive him.
McCoy has drugged the beer.
Oh. Well, I guess we had to do that.